It's now time for the Reverse Sports full game recap. We go all the way back to 11:30 of the year 2024 when the Nashville Predators were at Minnesota to take on the Wild for the first time this season. Head coach Andrew Brunette deploys his lines as defensive pairings in the following way. Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist, Stamkos, Novak, and Jonathan Marchessault, Jankowski, Svechkov, Evangelista, LaRue, Sissons, and Smith make up your fourth line. Your defensemen are Yossi and Carrier, Shea and Blankenberg, Wilsby and Shen. UC Saros gets the start on the second consecutive night of back-to-backs because Scott Wedgwood was traded away in between games. We are 24 seconds into this game in Minnesota, and it's UC Saros coming with a save on Middleton's first action of the game. That is the first shot on goal of the game. The 128 mark of the first period. Shen versus Foligno, 5 minutes each. A pretty solid and fairly lengthy afternoon tilt right there. 2:59 now of the first period. Saros coming with a save on Boldy at 3:55 mark. Gustafson comes up with the save on Shea's long shots. The first shot on goal for the Nashville Predators coming almost 4 minutes in. 5:33 now of the first period. LaRue off the box, 2 minutes for tripping on Yakov Trenin. New pest meet former Nashville Predator pest, Yakov Trenin. UC Saros comes up with a save on Boldy. Saros then comes up with a save on Faber. And overall, not a bad PK for the number one overall unit in the NHL. Shots on goal at the first TV timeout, though revealing the Minnesota Wild have 9 already in just the first 6+ minutes, while the Nashville Predators only have 4. That power play really allowed Minnesota to gain a territorial advantage early in this game. The 7:34 mark now of the first period. Gustafson comes with the save on Blankenberg, plus his follow-up. At the 8:54 mark, it's Eriksson Ek hitting the post. 11:40. Gustafson comes up with a save on Stamkos. 15:51. Saros comes up with a save on Middleton. At the 18:54 mark, it is Chisholm with his first goal of the season. A slap shot off of the post and in. Clean face-off win is what began that play and allowed Minnesota to get the good scoring chance, got everything lined up to take the 1-0 lead in this game. But at 19:39 of the first period, in the final minutes, Svechkov comes up with his first goal of his NHL career. First goal, obviously, as a Nashville Predator. It was a one-time bomb off of Luke Evangelista's great setup right here. The two young Nashville Predators combining for a memory moment of a lifetime. We hit the end of the first period right here with the score tied at 1 apiece. The Nashville Predators being outshot 14-8. So when we mentioned 9 shots on goal after the first 6 minutes, the first TV timeout, Minnesota would only generate 5 more shots for the remainder of the period. So things did start to even out after that first burst. Now into the second period. We are 16 seconds in. It's Gustafson coming with a save on Gus and Nyquist. 1:41. It's Yakov Trenin off the box. 2 minutes for tripping on his former teammate, UC Saros. Bet that was an interesting commentary there. Gustafson comes up with a save on Marchessault. Gustafson then a save on Stamkos' one-timer. And then O'Reilly, his 5th goal of the season, is a perfect redirect of Stamkos' pass to the top of the crease. Stamkos baited everybody on that earlier one-timer. And this time, instead of the one-timer, passes to O'Reilly for the conversion. The Preds lead Minnesota 2-1. 3:02 now in the second period. Saros coming with a save on Rossi. 6:32 of the second. Gustafson coming with a save on Novak. At the 6:57 mark of the second period, Saros comes up with a save on Spurgeon. 7:39 now of the second period. Luke Evangelista is off to the box. 2 minutes for hooking, and Kaprizov is off to work for Minnesota, as he typically does against the Nashville Predators, having a good game. This time picking up his 15th goal with a one-hand highlight reel redirect at the top of the crease. If Ryan O'Reilly's was pretty, Kaprizov's is extra special. This was an impressive one-handed redirect, tying the game up at 2 apiece. We're 9 minutes now into the second period. It's Philip Forsberg hitting the post at 9:30 mark. It is Chisholm off the box. 2 minutes for holding on Jonathan Marchessault, but then Yossi picks up a penalty. 2 minutes for interference. Incensed, but off to the box for a 4-on-4 for 1:16. Minnesota's power play is then 44 seconds at the end of the exchange, and it's an outstanding PK by the Nashville Predators. That sequence took us past the halfway point in this game. We pick things back up at 13:11 when Gustafson comes up with a save on Marchessault at 14:53. Saros comes up with a save on Boldy at the 18:07 mark of the second period. It's Saros coming with a save on Hartman, another former Nashville Predator, plus his rebound follow-up, bringing the jam as he always does. The Preds pinned in seemingly forever with Wilsby trapped on the ice for 3:43, but he did not break. He managed to hang in there. Oh, those young legs. No matter how young, no matter how strong, no matter how in shape you are, 3:43 is an otherworldly amount of time. You say that to a hockey player, and pretty much any hockey player is going to get the shivers thinking about a 3-minute and 43-second defensive zone shift. But the Predators managed to hold in this sequence. We at the end of the second period, and the shots on goal have evened out at 20 apiece. So again, the Predators outshot 9-4 in the first 6 minutes of the game, end up evening things out at 20 apiece, and the score at 2 apiece at the end of 40 minutes of regulation. We hit the back of the sheet, and we go to the third period, and we find the first action at 1:25 in. It's Gustafsson coming to save on March. So at the 1:34 mark, it's Foligno off the box, 2 minutes 4 tripping on Yossi's drive to the net. The captain, Roman Josi, trying to get things done here. Gustafsson comes with the save on Stamkos. Gustafsson comes with the save on Shea, and that would do it for the Nashville Predators power play. No conversion here. 6:33 now, back at 5-on-5 hockey. Saros comes up with a save on Shore. 7:43, Gustafsson a save on Shea. 8:58, Gustafsson a save on Stamkos. The 10:05 mark, past the halfway point of the third now. Saros comes up with a save on Middleton. Plus Yakov Trenin's jam opportunity on the follow-up. The 14:35 mark, it's Gustafsson coming up with a save on Forsberg. 16:13, Gustafsson a save on LaRue at the 17:51 mark. Gustafsson a save on Jankowski, and one more at 19:11. Gustafsson comes with a save on O'Reilly. The Predators giving a push in the final 5 to try to come away with the extra point. We head to overtime, tied at 2 apiece for the third consecutive game. The Nashville Predators do outshoot Minnesota for regulation 27-26. So the Preds outshoot Minnesota in the third period 7-6. We hit the overtime. Preds fail on a 2-on-1 led by Forsberg. It goes back the other way, and in 58 seconds of the overtime session, it's Spurgeon with his third. He finishes the successful 2-on-1 for Minnesota, winning the game for the Wild 3-2 for the third consecutive game. The Nashville Predators fall 3-2 in overtime, earning a point, yes, but that's not going to get you anywhere in the standings when you're starting off at the bottom of the Central Division 25 games into the year. So Minnesota outshoots Nashville 28-27, credited with the only 2 shots on goal in the overtime session. The Predators had the 2-on-1, but lack of killer instinct, lack of ability to finish, lack of whatever it is with the Predators right now, there's no player on the team I think that you would want to have the puck more than Philip Forsberg on a 2-on-1 in an overtime 3-on-3 scenario. And it was a long 2-on-1, plenty of time to think about it, and Forsberg just missed the net. That hard rebound off of the glass goes back the other way. Spurgeon puts the net, Minnesota win, and for the third game in a row, the Predators find a way to lose 3-2 in overtime. It's highly improbable. It's beyond kooky, and it's beyond wacky at this point. And if it wasn't so damn frustrating, it would be somewhat funny to find yourself in such a bizarre circumstance. But when your record is 7-12-6 overall, and you have 6 overtime losses, losing 3 games in a row in overtime is, well, it's not real funny, is it? That's going to do it for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We've got full analysis, box score, and more coming up from a freezing cold bunker next, right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.